Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Francis and this is my 1-year review of the 2020 Toyota 4Runner. So to start it off, this is the 2020 4Runner in Barcelona Red with the TRD Off-Road Premium Package. I purchased this vehicle on November 2019 in Vancouver, Washington. And the reason why I bought this 4Runner in different states than where I'm from is because, one, at the time, this was the only dealership in the US to have this 4Runner in this color and in this very trim without the KDSS equipped. And secondly, I thought it was a great idea to test out the vehicle by driving it through multiple states back to California, where I'm from. So this is the off-road premium package. I went with the off-road premium package and not the TRD Pro because the only difference between the two is that the Pro gets the Fox suspension, TRD Pro SEMA wheels, and Nitto Grappler all-terrain tires. And if you're like me and you plan to upgrade the suspension and tires anyway, it didn't really make any sense to pay that extra $7,000 and additional $5,000 to $10,000 markup that the dealerships were asking for. All in all, the off-road premium package offers the same off-road capabilities as the TRD Pro. You get the 8-track crawl control, multi-terrain select, and rear lockers, just like you do in the Pro. But if you don't plan to upgrade the suspension or tires and you really want that exclusive color that they offer every year, then I guess it's really worth it. But for me, I specifically wanted it in Barcelona Red, so really this model was perfect for me. One of the first upgrades I did was the headlights, and as some of you guys may or may not know, besides the 2021 4Runner, all the previous 4Runners came factory with halogen headlights. Something that I thought was quite sad actually, because they were not bright at all. So I went with the Xenon Depot Xtreme headlights for the low beams and the high beams. And the great thing about this product is that it allows the high beams to continue being used as daytime running lights, just like the 4Runner does when it comes factory. It's a quick plug and play install, and I would highly recommend it if anyone is looking to upgrade their 4Runner's halogen bulbs to LEDs. And in addition to that, I also upgraded the factory fog lights to Diode Dynamics SS3 Fog Pods. These are the Pro version in amber, and the reason why I went with these instead of Baja designs was because these were SAE compliant. This actually has been one of my favorite upgrades because of how bright and helpful they are when I'm driving through thick fog and pitch black roads. Moving along over to the side over here, the next upgrade I added was the RSG Metalworks rock sliders. When I bought this car, it didn't come with any steps or running boards, so I had to get some. I went with these rock sliders because I got a really good deal during Black Friday, and I decided to paint them myself because I figured if I'm going to go off-roading, they will probably get scratched up anyway. So it didn't really make any sense to me to buy them powder coated. And if we move down to where the rubber meets the road, I upgraded the stock tires to the BF Goodrich KO2 All-Terrain tires in size 285 70R17s. I believe these are considered 33-inch wheels over the stock 30 or 31 wheels, so that means I got an increase of roughly 2 inches of ground clearance. And if you guys were wondering, because I know that this is a big question in the 4Runner community, they do rub slightly on full lock and while going up on an incline or decline. I do have a 2.5-inch lift in the front, which did help reduce some of the tire rubbing, but overall it does look like I will probably have to do some trimming in the fenders and removing the mud flaps. So this is what it looks like with the TRD off-road wheels, which are 7.5-inch in width with 285 tires. Alright, so last but not least, probably the most expensive upgrade I did so far was the Icon Stage 2 suspension lift kit. It comes with a pair of coilovers and upper control arms for the front and a pair of shock absorbers and coil springs in the back. I opted for the 2-inch coil springs, but they also have the 3-inch springs for heavier loads. The kit was purchased after driving the vehicle around for roughly 7 to 8 months, so I really noticed the positive difference in performance. Overall, I've been very happy with this purchase and would highly recommend upgrading to any aftermarket suspension if it's not the Fox suspension, because it really improves the on-road and off-road driving experience. I also chose the Icon specifically because I like the idea that these parts are repairable, and if I wanted to upgrade to remote reservoirs, I can do so very easily. So that's about it for the exterior upgrades. I do have some paint chips on the hood and on the bottom of the grille there, but to me that really isn't that big of a deal. I recently did add some ceramic coating to protect the paint from oxidation and really to give it that nice shine and to make it easier for me when I do a car wash. The ceramic coating that I chose was the Adams graphene coating. I basically put it everywhere. I put it on the body panels, I put it on the mirror, and even on the plastic parts of the outside. And for $99, I highly recommend buying this kit and doing the job yourself, because the kit is supposed to last on the vehicle for about 7 years, if not more. You could take it to the shop, which probably charge somewhere in the $500 to $600 range, or you could spend a few days like myself polishing, compounding, and then applying the ceramic coating. Overall, I do recommend getting ceramic coating around the vehicle, because not only does it protect the vehicle from oxidation and the elements, but it also makes it easier for you to do a car wash. Alright, so let's go ahead and move into the interior of the vehicle. One thing that I want to make a note is that for the 2020 4Runner, they did add keyless entry. So all you really have to do is stick your hand in and it will unlock, and you can just press your button here and it will lock the car. But let's go ahead and go inside. And so the first thing that you might notice when you hop into the 2020 4Runner is this huge 8-inch screen infotainment system that comes with Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Alexa. But I only have an iPhone, so really I only know what it's like to use with Apple CarPlay. The next thing that they updated for the 2020 4Runner is the instrument cluster. Let me go ahead and turn on the vehicle. So with the 2020 Toyota 4Runner, you do get an updated instrument cluster. It now comes with various ways of checking your miles per gallon. Basically, you have one for your average miles per gallon when you start the vehicle, and then you also get the average miles per gallon for after you reset. So basically, I think if you press this button here on the steering wheel, it will reset. And then the next thing is the average miles per gallon after refuel. It basically tells you how much gallon you have left in the vehicle. And then you move along over here, and this is something that I really like. You now have a tire pressure monitoring system, which I find very helpful when I'm off-roading and I need to inflate my tires. And then you also get things like a compass, steering wheel angle, and another big upgrade for the 4Runner in 2020 is the added safety sense. For all 2020 trims, you now get adaptive cruise control, pre-collision pedestrian detection, lane departure assist, and automatic high beams. The adaptive cruise control allows you to keep a certain amount of space between your vehicle and the one in front of you, which I found very helpful for those long road trips. So as you can see, the interior still looks really nice. I went for the premium package because I really like the look of the soft text leather, which I think holds up better than regular leather over time. It does come with power adjustable and heated seats, which I found to be really nice. So up here you have your off-road controls, you have your off-road cruise control, which Toyota calls the crawl control, and your multi-terrain select. And to be honest, even as a new off-roader, I haven't really used these buttons, but it is nice to know that I have them. To me, the most important thing was having the 8-track and rear lockers, which can be engaged with the 4-wheel drive over here. And the one thing that I do like is that the four-wheel drive has a shift knob and not a dial like it does in the Tacoma. I really like that because it really gives it that tough and rugged feel when you shift into 4 high or 4 low, and not like the dial, which I feel is kind of dainty and fragile. This model also comes with a sunroof, which is really nice for summer days when you don't want to roll down the windows. Other than that, nothing else has really changed. The center console holds a lot of space, and I like how there's space between the driver and passenger, because I know that the Tacoma, the space is a little bit tighter. I did wish this trim had dual climate control. You do get that in the TRD Pro, and if you're in Canada, the off-road premium package does come with dual climate control. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the back so that I can show you a cool feature that I don't see in a lot of SUVs. So for the rear seats, they do recline. If you press this lever here, I have it down already just so that I can show you guys. But if you pull this lever here, it basically declines and reclines, which I think is really nice for your passengers so that they can have a more relaxing ride, especially if you're going on a long trip. So in addition to that, there is a lot of room in the rear seats. I'm 5'10" and I fit back here pretty comfortably. You can basically fit 4 full-size adults in this car, maybe even 5 for the shorter rides. And you can probably throw 1 or 2 more in the trunk if you really don't like them, but just kidding. But it is possible. Alright, so let's go ahead and move on to the back here. Another cool feature of the 4Runner over the SUVs in the market is this rear window. It's the only SUV I see that still does this, and I think it's really nice because if you have a dog, you can go ahead and roll down the windows and give them a nice breeze. So let's go ahead and open the trunk. You can see that there is a lot of space. I do throw a lot of random stuff back here, so it is a lot messier and dirtier than it is in the cabin. You also might notice that there is a Jeep bag. I sort of keep it as a joke because I have it holding all of my junk. I keep my air compressor in here, nothing too fancy, just the Viair 400P, which I connect to my engine battery. It cost me roughly about $200 and it gets the job done. In the future, I might add an onboard compressor, but for now, I'm pretty satisfied with this setup. I also keep my Coleman gas stove in here. So overall, this is the perfect vehicle because it's reliable, practical. I can commute to work on the weekdays and go off-roading on the weekends. It's big enough to haul all of my camping, hiking, and climbing gear, and I haven't had any issues with Toyotas, so I know that I'm going to have this vehicle for a very long time. I do plan on doing more modifications in the near future, so if you're interested in videos like this, hit that subscribe button and comment down below if you have any questions or comments about the 4Runner. That is all, folks. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next one.